Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about contradictory statements from important public officials about safety, about voting, and also about taxes. It's going to get a little controversial, this video. In fact, to be honest, I have this smoothie here with me. I actually have to drink this before I start this video. That's good, because this is going to get a little bit intense. Now, the craziness that we are about to see from both sides leading up to the election is only going to escalate. So if you have a seatbelt, please buckle up. What I'm going to do on my channel is I'm going to do my absolute best to present you with both sides. But sometimes one side is so out of whack that I don't even know what to do other than simply report it. And I'm going to be, again, let me repeat, for me, it's not about the red or the blue, it's about the red, white, and blue. I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican, I'm American. So with that being said, let me jump right in and tell you what's going on. On your screen, you'll see a tweet from Edward Isaac Dover, who's a staff writer for The Atlantic. And what Edward pointed out was that the president said yesterday, if you get the unsolicited ballots, send it in early and then go and vote. So is the president effectively encouraging individuals to vote twice? This created a lot of controversy yesterday. Now, just to be clear, the president back in May said, and I quote, if you told a Republican to vote twice, they'd get sick at even the thought of it. So there you have it. This is the president of the United States talking about voting. I'll let you decide whether it's contradictory or not and what your thoughts are about it. In fact, I want you to let me know in the comment section below exactly what you think of this tweet from Edward Isaac Dover. Again, he's a staff writer for The Atlantic, and he pointed this out, and I want you to let me know what you think in the comment section below. Also, I think as we get closer to the election, we need to take a closer look at all the information that we're being faced with in a fair and balanced manner, and I want you to please share this video with your friends and family, because I want to know what individuals think about what's going on in the state of the country, and I want us to hear from each other. So please comment in the comment section below. For us, this YouTube channel is not just about the content we produce, but about the interaction in the community in the comment section below. It is as important, if not more important, than what you see in this video right now. So that was the first thing. The second thing I wanted to point out was, as you all know, Speaker Pelosi was in a, in a public place, in an indoor location without a mask, and the speaker claims she was duped, and this all happened in the past 24 hours, and there's been a lot of buzz about it on the internet. But let me show you a tweet from Heather Caygle, who is a Politico reporter, and Heather pointed out, I think it's a fair question for reporters to ask Pelosi why she wasn't wearing a mask in a public place. So she is correct about that. But we should also ask the White House why it's bad that they crammed 1,500 people into the South Lawn, most of them without masks and without testing, at the president's speech last week. Is that okay? So again, this was pointed out by Heather Caygle, who's a Politico reporter. And just so that you folks know, the White House press secretary is playing the House Speaker Pelosi's hair salon video on loop during the White House press briefing. That's actually what's happening. So again, here we have a contradictory statement where you have the White House press secretary playing that video of Speaker Pelosi being indoors without a mask on loop over and over again. But then again, a contradictory statement, a fair question to ask would be, hey, how come there were 1,500 people at the White House that, essentially most of them were without masks, and all of them were definitely not tested. So I think it is a fair question worth asking. Speaking of fair questions, one of the most controversial aspects, and some would say, why is it even controversial? It's a very simple thing, show us your taxes. One of the most controversial aspects of the debate leading into the election that we're going to see in the next few weeks is going to be the call on President Trump to release his tax returns. In fact, you'll see a tweet on CNN from CNN Breaking News saying that the president wins around in his request to block a New York subpoena of his financial records as a court delays a final ruling until closer to the election. In fact, you'll see an article on your screen right now from CNN, and the headline of the article reads, Appeals Court grants the president's request to delay subpoena on his tax returns. So what's basically happening is the president has been able to delay, he might be able to prevent, but he's definitely delayed essentially the release of his tax returns. And there was a subpoena for his financial records, but a federal appellate court ruled on Tuesday that it should decide the appeal of his lawsuit to block the Manhattan District Attorney's Office from obtaining the documents. So essentially, the president is fighting the release of his tax returns because he doesn't want them out there. So the question arises, why does the president not want us to see his tax returns? It's quite likely that the president has several deductions. The president has many deductions as a real estate owner, as a real estate developer. And a lot of these, in general, in real estate, a lot of deductions are completely legitimate. I can give you my personal example. If I buy a $150,000 single family home, so let's say I put down 25% on a single family home. So 25% of $150,000 is $40,000. So let's say I put down $40,000. Now let's say I have a mortgage of $700 a month on the home, and $600 out of that $700 is mortgage interest. I can legally deduct all the mortgage interest from my tax returns. So basically, I can tell the IRS that $600 out of the $700 mortgage payment, which was the interest component, is a legitimate tax deduction. In addition, if I have any property management fees, they can be a tax deduction. Property taxes can be a tax deduction. Remember, I'm talking about a rental property here. Please don't confuse a rental asset, an investment property, with a personal residence. The rules are slightly different for both. But for the moment, I'll talk to you about rental assets. I can deduct the interest expense, which is $600 a month in this example, which is $7,200 a year. I can deduct property taxes, I can deduct management fees, I can deduct any other expenses that come up. So I can get close to $10,000 a year in deductions, which effectively means that all the rent I'm getting from that property is essentially tax-free. And this is done legally. This is the way our system works, because the government wants to provide tax advantages to individuals who create housing, because essentially the government has less work to do in that case. The government doesn't want to be saddled with having to do a lot of affordable housing. This was a very simple example of the tax advantages that exist for real estate owners, investors like me, and for real estate developers. There are even more tax advantages. So it's quite likely that the president's tax returns have significant tax deductions, to the point where the president maybe pays few or no taxes. That's probably the bottom line. And now, if the president doesn't want those released, whether you agree with that or disagree with that, that's up to you. But the fact is, the president does not want his tax returns released. And Joe Biden had something interesting to say about this. On your screen, you see a tweet from Joe Biden, which reads, "I've released 21 years of my tax returns. What are you hiding, President Trump?" There you have it. I want you to let me know in the comment section below what you think about all the contradictory statements from public officials about safety, about voting, and also about tax returns. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I appreciate you watching the channel. Please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications, because it really helps out our channel. My team works very hard to bring you all of this information. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. If you don't know anything about me, check out my video. I have the fortune, the honor, the privilege of living the American dream. I am a beneficiary of American exceptionalism, and I want to help you reach your American dream. Our Twitter handle is ignition_time. So definitely follow us on Twitter. Get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time, and send it to 70,000. That's 70000. You'll get added to SMS list going forward. Now, sometimes YouTube does not send out notifications. So bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. Once again, that's youtube.com/ignition time. So that you can come back to our homepage and you can check out our videos every day or every other day, so you don't miss notifications. Finally, speaking of notifications, if you want to get email alerts from us, go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts. And then you can sign up for our email list. You can opt out of the emails or the SMS list at any time. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. It helps me and my team. It encourages us. It motivates us. It gives valuable information to YouTube about what you like. I really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.